Hello and welcome, my name is Michael Free Shooter Lynch, and today I'm going to be casting over a VoD of Detonation Focus Me from the LJL versus Cloud9 from the NALCS. This was one of the games from last night's World Championship Promotion Tournament, and we're going to hop right into it. This is the battle for the top of this group. And the first bands come out quick. Looks like a Rakan taken off for DFM and a Heimerdinger taken away by Cloud9. Both decently strong. Heimerdinger strong if your team knows how to play him, and obviously I believe Udapon or Evi does, so they're going to take it away. Zillion, good ban away as well from Cloud9. Jensen and Blabber won many a game in the NALCS with their Zillion into Kindred combo, the Undying comp, so expect that to be banned a lot throughout this tournament. Rounding out the list, we have a Camille for Cloud9 and an Aatrox taken off. Licorice played Aatrox earlier in the day to pretty great effect against Kaboom Esports, so not too shocked to see that one taken off the board. Same with Camille, a good pick, could be flex, top, or jungle, so not too surprised. And of course, Akali. Not sure how much Akali we're really going to see at this tournament, especially in the hands of capable mid laners. Now we're just waiting here on the first pick. It looks like they're hovering over that Urgot. He has been very strong and it is locked in. So the blind Urgot first pick for Evi. It's a pretty strong pickup. Definitely can see why they would be going for that one with all else equal. Everything left up. You know, Aatrox pretty good into it, so again, not too surprised to see it taken off the board. But the quick return from Cloud9, we have the Kai'Sa and Alistar. Now, Sneaky is a really good Kai'Sa. We've seen him carry lots of games. And Zeyzal, his Alistar, one of his best picks, probably that in the Braum. But the bot lane going to be picked up again for DFM here. We have the Varus and the Tahm Kench locked in. So, bit of a safer lane having the Tahm Kench to try and deny some of that Alistar engage and some of the engage in general later in the game. And having the Varus, it's a pretty good matchup into the Kai'Sa in lane. Kai'Sa, a notoriously weak laning phase, although paired with the Alistar makes it at least a little bit better if you can get in onto someone, so it should be a bit of a neutral bot lane, although at level 6, Varus, if he hits that ult onto the Kai'Sa, can really lock her down. And then we have Kindred coming in for Blabber. Not too big of a shock, like I was saying. One of his most played champions in North America. Not paired with the Zillion this time, unfortunately, but still good to see him on a comfort pick, the rookie up on the world stage, him and Zeyzal. And now it comes to bans. So Skarner and Ryze already taken off the board. Skarner, good pick into the Kindred, can pull her out of the ultimate, good at making picks in general. So, not too shocking to see that one taken off the board here. And Nocturne as well. So, focusing down on Steel's jungle pool here. On the other side, they're really just one general ban with the Ryze. Most likely that's a Jensen ban away, but we saw it top a few times. Could be a takeaway from Licorice as well. And just waiting on the last ban to come through here. Looking at the comps. Yep, Zoe. That makes sense. So, taking away those strong mid picks. And now, with the red side pick, they could pick their top lane here, save that counter pick for Jensen. They know the Urgot is most likely going top, although actually it could go mid. You know, Bjergsen played it. Lots of people have been playing it mid lane. And the Lissandra hover. If that's picked, I would say it's probably a Lissandra top lane. Just because in mid lane she does have good roam potential, but her indecent wave clear. But I don't know, I feel like we don't see her mid. It also could just be we see her paired up against the Urgot, wherever that goes. The Ziggs, though, locked in semi-blind. And the Xin. Steel saying you can ban away some of the junglers, but you can't ban away all of them. So going for that aggressive early game approach of the Xin. Probably going to be looking to gank a lot of these lanes. Now, what does C9 last pick here? Is that a Lissandra in the mid lane against the Ziggs or the top lane against the Urgot? All will be revealed in this last pickup. 5 seconds left, and it looks like it's going to be Aurelia. Ooh, again, most likely mid lane. So putting that back in the hands of Jensen. He's been on a lot of supportive carries, especially through the playoffs with them at the end of the regular season with them doing their rotate Golden Glue, Jensen, Svenskeren, and Blabber in and out. So it'll be interesting to see him back on a carry, though. Lissandra makes more sense as well up in the top lane because it balances out a lot of the AD heavy team. Granted, Kai'Sa does a lot of magic damage and can go for that full magic damage build, but still does some physical, and you have the ADC Blabber in the jungle as well. So good to have that Lissandra in the top lane to try and balance that out a little bit. Looking at both of these team comps, it's a lot about picks on the side of Cloud9. They have that Lissandra, they have that Aurelia, they have the Alistar. That's a lot of, it can be multi-target, but for the most part, single-target lockdown. Get in, try and pick someone off before the start of a fight, so that way you have an advantage. While on the side of Detonation Focus Me, it's a bit more team fight-centric. You have the Ziggs to be poking out a lot of those shots. You have the Urgot to do a lot of that big AoE damage. It's Golden Glue's laughing in the back there. And Varus, once he starts getting some items, can just shred through tanks, and when there's not tanks, he can just delete squishies. Really only the tank is Alistar on the side of Cloud9, so we'll have to see. Both these teams spike a little bit around the mid game. Kai'Sa probably spiking a little bit later than Varus does. So I would say the late game edge is probably in favor of Cloud9, but it's close because Aurelia not falls off, but compared to Ziggs, her late game is not nearly as good because Ziggs just has that infinite wave clear as long as the team doesn't have Baron. But it looks like we are getting into the game. Looks like just a standard spread from both of these teams at the start. No one looking to invade too early. The AD carries just spot each other on the bot side there. And oops, supports. Zazel with the first win there, dodging out on the tongue lash from Vibit. I guess I don't need these headphones on if I am casting a muted VoD. Alright. So, Ward Wars begins. First two in those bush. They'll see anyone who goes through there from both teams. It looks like still a bit of time, but it looks like a topside start for both of these junglers. Red for Blabber and blue for Steel. Steel actually, though, moving down to his red buff. Interesting. Okay, so going for a leashless start in this bot side, most likely, as his bot lane's already in lane. Yeah, really just wanting to make sure that they don't know where to start. Evie is even faking the leash up here on the top side. So, interesting. I wonder if he's going to try for a blue buff invade, assuming he'd have to get lucky with the mark, because if the Kindred mark is on the bot side, you would assume Blabber's going down. But actually, Blabber going for the Krugs. Krugs a super valuable camp for junglers, so not too uncommon. And yeah, it looks like Steel is routing in for the steal on the blue buff of Blabber. Now, stopping first for that crab, but it is not the Kindred crab, so he doesn't get the full sweep of getting the mark and the blue buff steal. Actually, is he good? Yeah, he is going for the blue buff steal. Okay. Especially with the mark on the top side. So that does make sense. Now, we have Blabber going around. We'll pick up his first mark of the game. Not going to be a markless Kindred, but the shove is in favor of Detonation Focus Me in the bot lane and a little bit in the mid. Jensen taking a little bit of poke from Saros on the Ziggs here, but top lane, Licorice did get a bit of a shove advantage. Not too much though, it just bounced off the tower and equalized back, and only up a tiny bit of CS to show for himself. But Blabber looks like he had no idea that the steal was going on, is going to go over, jump into his blue buff, and see it's not there. So, Steel makes the clean getaway, 3-buffing Blabber, or at least you assume it's a 3-buff at this point. But bot lane, most likely just going to be a farm fest. Both these AD carries are going to want to farm up, get a little bit of items under their belt. If it was the Alistar with the Varus there, you might see a little bit more action, but Steel is actually coming back here, trying to find Blabber. And yeah, Blabber's low on mana. He's gonna have to flash. Yeah, didn't really have enough mana for the Q to get over the wall there, or the wall was a bit too thick, rather. So, good on Steel, following up. Knew he had the pressure in the mid and bot lane. Jensen taking so much poke. But yeah, goes in, and a flashless Blabber is going to be a bit of a problem for C9 in this game. You know, he likes to make those early aggressive plays usually, but now not going to be able to. And Saros just denying Jensen a lot of this CS. Every time he goes in for one, he's poking him down, getting another auto attack in. Jensen does have the corrupting potion, but has already burned all 3 charges of it. Saros still sitting on 1, plus all of his dematerializers. Yep, and here's Steel going in, finishing off the 3 buff. Still even in farm with Blabber. Blabber did get forced back. He did finish off those wolves, I believe, before getting out. And Steel will get seen on that ward. Jensen looking for an aggressive play. Nice dodge forward by Saros. The Ignite goes down from Jensen. A flash out. Blabber not able. Oh, gets that last auto, but the Corrupting Potion is able to keep him alive. Now they have to be a little bit careful. Steel is here. He's level 3 though to the 4 and 5. Decides he doesn't want to take the fight. Actually burns his own flash. So Steel just a little bit too low on levels to be taking that trade. Jensen was out of mana, but didn't matter enough. So in the end, he ends up burning his own flash in an extended trade, I guess, of flashes. Saros getting out by the skin of his teeth, that Corrupting Potion heal, just barely out healing Blabber. And actually a flash forward from Vivid onto Blabber. They're trying to get those stacks, but the jump away is just in time. Gets the last Tongue Lash, but only adds a 3rd stack, doesn't get the stun off. Ooh, if he had been able to devour him, that would have been a kill. And Zazel might be looking for something, but he'd be jumping into a 3v1. Yeah, ops against it. So Crab taken for Steel, evens up the farm a little bit here for himself. You know, Xin is a good clearer, but not quite as fast as the Kindred, especially when you're going for buff steals. It takes a lot of time walking back and forth across the river, so makes some sense. Finally getting his Krugs. I believe that's the first time he's getting them, the first spawn of them. He may have gotten them earlier and I missed it. But, ooh, low health bars on the top side. Licorice. Oh, the level 6 from Evie. But Blabber is here. Flash away from Licorice. Evie goes in. Does not have enough mana for the ultimate. And the first blood will go over to Blabber. Good awareness. Licorice probably calling him up there. They're both pretty low on health. And Evie thought he had that all in with his level 6. But just didn't have the mana to ult. And a good flash away from Licorice to dodge a lot of that damage from the shotgun knees. And pulling up the replay here. Yeah, Blabber coming in. Evie hits 6, immediately flashes in. Ooh, the dodge away from the Q from Licorice was perfect to get himself away from damage. Otherwise, it would have been a lot closer. Especially the spellbook swap over to Ignite came in. I believe it was after the play happened, though. So, didn't quite have enough on that one to finish off the kill, and that's first blood over the C9. And now Blabber, with that, you know, kind of poor start, getting 3 buffed, getting his flash blown early, has now got that 400 gold in his pocket and has come back in a game a little bit. I can't check the gold myself, but I would assume he's at least a little bit up over Steel. You know, they're close to even in camp. Steel up by about 1, but that 400 extra. It's level 6 for both mid laners here. Jensen's still getting shoved in, but maintaining pretty even in farm. Now, Blabber is in the area in case Saros tried to push him away under tower, but Saros had an idea. He was sniffing him out, so gonna just back off there. Blabber, though, he's still hanging around. They want to try and make a play onto this Ziggs. Jensen's saying if I can catch him in the stun, he has no summoners, he will die. But Saros, he knows that too. He knows I have no summoners. If I'm caught in a stun, I'm going to die. So he's playing very safe. Playing back. Alright, and Steel now actually goes in for the another blue buff Steel. Didn't really have vision on where Blabber was, so a bit risky on this one. But going for it anyway. Only level 5 on the Xin Zhao. Zazel standing on a ward. Vivid knows he's there. They knew Vivid was there, though. They saw him walk over on that. And it looks like they did get the buff handover to Saros. Blabber coming from base. Couldn't get there in time to try for a Smite Steal. And there's level 6 on Xin. Ugh, blue buff on Ziggs is a really good feeling if you're the Ziggs, because then your wave clear in the early game gets a lot better. Has the double Dark Seal and the Corrupting Pot to make his potions even more effective. Ziggs can have a little bit of trouble farming early if you're spamming your abilities, just because you run out of mana pretty quick, but has that passive auto attack and doing pretty well for himself. Him and Jensen, once this wave gets picked up, depending, Jensen should be able to get all of these and have about a 3 CS lead. Yep, there it is. But bot lane, actually, Yutapon, he's got a CS lead for himself, up about 10 over Sneaky here. With a wave crashing into the turret, if Sneaky can get all these, it'll equalize a little bit. Blabber, going for the blue steal of himself, actually gets the mark on the Gromp, but he's sitting on a ward. Evie and Steel know he's here. Yeah, Blabber is going to try and hand this one back over to Jensen, but getting collapsed on Jensen, not jumping over the wall, and now Blabber taking a lot of damage. Steel secures the blue buff. Ult popped, but pulled out of it. That's how that interaction works, apparently. He hit the health threshold, and Evie says, no, you are mine. But the turnaround from Cloud9, Steel is going to fall to Jensen. Licorice now getting very low, manages to take that claw over the wall. Saros got there just a little bit too late, could not pump out enough damage. The ult was good, but just not quite enough. So, a good play for Detonation. Focus me to collapse down and get that pick off onto Blabber, secure the blue buff. But meanwhile, play in the bot lane. Ult goes down onto Sneaky. Vivid not really close enough to follow up. Zazel with a good knock away. Still taking a lot of damage. This is some good poke out of the Varus. He's not quite in execute range though, plus Varus really long cooldowns early on, so not going to be able to get anything there. No summoners really burned. Jensen, a good stun onto Saros. Getting some poke down, but yeah, no ultimate available or ignite or any summoners really after that last team fight, so nothing more than a little poke back and forth. Alright, so here we have the replay. Yeah, Blabber gets ignited, takes a lot of damage. There's the ult spike onto him. He pops the ultimate, but Evie just pulls him out of it. So Kindred ult will not stop, at least Kindred herself, from getting ulted. And Jensen dives back in. Does get the 1-for-1 trade back and flashes immediately out. Make sure he's out of range of Saros there. And Licorice with a good claw over the wall to make sure he gets himself safe. So, nice play by Detonation Focus Me to collapse down and get the initial kill. Good response by C9 to make sure they get at least something back for it. Zazel with a good ward over the wall. It's not an often checked place. Right behind the Dragon Pit there. But he's going to find this pink ward here. Just on the Roman catwalk as ADC's back, getting some vision down on the map. Alright, but now it is Steel walking into a Kindred. The flash forward from Zazel, they have the ignite down on him. He flashes away. With the ult pop, those Kindred auto attacks did not hit him, and he is able to get out thanks to some help from Vivid as well. So a nice look from C9, but a good knock away from Steel to keep himself safe, and a nice response from Vivid. So again, it's a good collapse from C9 and a good response from Detonation Focus Me, but C9 do get the consolation prize. They chunk out the enemy jungler. That means they get a free Infernal Dragon for themselves. That'll be pretty good on this team with the basically 4 damage dealers overall, especially this Kaisa, who just wants to be doing so much damage. Did actually go for the AD build, so there is good chunk of AD on this team, but they have the Lysandra in the top lane to mitigate some of that. Now it's Saros roaming down. Does have the W. He can pop this turret if it's below 25% health, and it looks like that's what they want to do. Just try and get this tower first blood. Instead, they're going to back off. They saw Jensen roaming down, and they may have spotted Blabber on that ward as he was doing Gromp, so they call off the play. Instead, back off. They say, this tower's low. We can either pressure down or just rotate Saros down later to take it. Because, yeah, I believe it's 25%. That may be when it's maxed, but the Satchel Charge is doing that tower execute that nothing else in the game does. So, a very valuable ability for pushing them down. Looking across the map, CS holding pretty even. Jensen building a bit of a lead for himself in the mid lane, which is impressive as a melee character against Ziggs. No real finished items in the mid lane. Jungles both have theirs. Top laners both have their first plus boots. And bot lane, it's the Bork versus the Stormrazers. So, still, both teams looking to scale up. Blabber actually going for the Rift Herald. It looks like it was spotted out. There's a lot of pings coming down. Yeah, Steel walks in and sees him doing it. It's a 1v2 for now, but Evie is behind. Steel go again. A lot of damage onto Licorice, but Licorice pops the Frozen Tomb onto him. Blabber going to pick up that kill, but the suppression from Urgot ult is a trade back, and Udapon also kills off Jensen. Licorice falls to Saros, and it's a cleanup by Detonation Focus Me. They get a 3-for-1 and manage to steer away that Rift Herald. That was a really fast fight. It was just Steel went in a little bit ahead of his team, kind of got blown up, but by the time the rest of his team got there, they just collapsed down and absolutely dominate Cloud9. They're going to get the first tower in this mid lane here with the Shelly charge. That will be enough to just pop it. I'm not going to stick around for the second push. I actually might have been able to with the Ziggs. He did throw his W at that first tower, but still, Shelly going to get a second charge off, and that doesn't heal. Let's look again, the Acer Predator replay. So Steel goes in, a lot of damage down onto Licorice, knocks Jensen away. Licorice responds with the ult. Jensen doing a good job at zoning off Saros, but that ult from Saros did a lot of damage to Licorice and to Jensen on the side there. It may have even killed Blabber, but Blabber had already been sucked in by the Urgot. I don't know if Blabber popped ult in that fight. I'm actually going to go back and check if he had it available. Yeah, Blabber had ultimate that entire time. Well, as we already saw, it wouldn't have saved him. It may still have kept Licorice a little bit healthier. I'm not really sure because they had to flash out of that Ziggs ult so quick, so probably wouldn't have mattered too much. Ooh, Jensen not happy with himself or with the team there. Does get a blue buff, but still, it's even gold, a small 200 gold lead for Detonation Focus Me, and this is not what people were expecting coming into this game. LJL has historically, on international stages, in international events, has been pretty weak. I don't know that they've really... I can't think of a game that they've won at an MSI or a World Championship besides the one that they won earlier today against Kaboom. And right now, they're putting up a pretty good showing against Cloud9. Have about 1,000 gold lead with that turret take, and this could be troubling for an NA fan. Which is me. This is troubling. But still, there's a lot of game left to play. Only 15 minutes in Cloud9, like I said, do have a tiny bit of an edge of a scaling, I would say, just because of the Kaisa. But actually, Evie, nope, just wanted to get that spellbook stack off. Goes in, pops the exhaust onto Licorice, and backs off. Blabber's in the area, though. They could be trying to bait something. Jensen, again, missing the Sun. Saros. Low-key, Saros has been doing so impressive against Jensen. Oh, I'll hold that thought as the stun comes in, but the ultimate gets out, and Saros gonna pick up that kill. So back to my point, Saros has been doing great at sidestepping these Aurelia E's. I haven't seen that many hit him. They finish off that tower that was started by the Rift Herald earlier, and that was just Jensen being a little bit too far up, not really respecting the Tahm Kench ultimate potential there. Good on Udapon to get that immediate ultimate out before the Aurelia stun landed. Excuse me. That way they could keep Jensen locked in place through the stun and be able to pick up that kill. Saros getting his second of the game. He's going to be a pretty big threat on this Ziggs. I said it's a 4 damage comp from C9. Basically a 4 damage comp from Detonation Focus Me as well. Evie in the top lane's not going to do an insignificant amount of damage on this Urgot. With the Black Cleaver completed, we've already seen him blow up Blabber twice in these fights, and he really only needs to get someone to like 30-25% health or so before he's able to take him out. So, they've Detonation Focus Me. They've extended their lead to about 2k. Steel, that could have been a bit of a tricky situation, but no vision from Cloud9 meant they didn't want to go for a blind commit there. Infernal Dragon spawning in about 6 seconds, and Cloud9, they're going to want to try and get their hands on this one. Double it up, make sure they have 2 of those, while Detonation Focus Me, they want to even it out. They want to say, nah, it doesn't matter that you have an Infernal Drake because we have one too. And right now, they're a little bit stronger. Ooh, Blabber shooting that Blast Cone backwards. Bit of nerves on stage for these rookies. 4 World's Rookies, I believe, on the side of Detonation Focus Me, and 2 for Cloud9. But looks like the Dragon's being started up. Already about half health. C9 is slow to respond to this. Blabber's going to have to go for the steal, but doesn't get it. Secured by steal. Teleports from both top lanes. They're looking for this fight. A good ult away and eat for Vivid here. It's a fight on 2 fronts. Evie is doing so much. He's holding off 4 members on his own and gets a kill once again, pulling Blabber in. Finally, the shutdown is going to come in for Jensen, but look at the health bars. They have to run away. It's a 4v3. The time control is coming in. It's Vivid, but he just gets popped. Saros pops that stopwatch to keep himself alive. Jensen, a good flash stun to get out here, and it ends up being a 2-for-2 overall and a bit of a messy and chaotic fight. But again, Detonation Focus Me. They got the Dragon. They come out on top. Well, mostly on top. Jensen did get a good shutdown onto Evie, but still, I think they'll trade a shutdown onto the Urgot for an Infernal Dragon. Hopefully we get a bit of a replay on this fight. Alright, look. Right now it's the center of the screen. It's right about where Vivid is. When Evie comes in on this Urgot, he does so much work. He goes in, chunks down Sneaky, puts the ult onto Blabber, chunks him back down. Blabber gets out, but then is pulled back in. Evie almost takes down Jensen as well. Luckily there was enough damage for that trade back for Cloud9. And then Vivid gets a little bit overzealous, maybe thinking his gray health was actual health. Gets popped immediately. Good knockup from Zazel. Sneaky picking up that kill for himself. And Sarah's forced to blow the stopwatch. So, a little bit overzealous in the end, but still an overall, it's a good fight for Detonation Focus Me. Maintaining this 2k lead as we round out the 20-minute mark. And yeah, I don't know many people who are expecting them to do this well in this tournament. It's really awesome to see close games in the promotion tournaments between the major regions and the emerging regions. Maybe not for North American fans because it just adds credence to the joke of North America as a wildcard region, but I digress. So now it's Sneaky in the mid lane, clearing out some farm. They're just trying to get some more farm for themselves. Jensen, again, the only one with a really meaningful CS lead. Licorice forced to back off, though. The 2v1 pressure at the top. And Utapon, not going to try and tank up that tower. But this will be another tower going down for Detonation Focus Me. It'll be 4-1 in the counts. They got both those mid lane towers. They lost their bot lane tower, but that's it. And they are running C9 around the map. They have full control. Evie, though, nice ward. Not going to be a face check, but Blabber forced a flash over the wall. Has to get away from the Righteous Glory Urgot. And yeah, Evie's scary. He has 3 kills. All of them are onto Blabber. He's pulled in and eaten that Kindred every single fight that he's been in with her. So, this is a bit of a close game. We'll have to see now if DFM can close it out, though. Can they take their lead and actually push it forward around the maps? Getting the 3 outers, that's the easy part. You rotate your carries around, you pick them up. They got a couple good fights around the Dragon. Can they keep it going? Can they keep up with this late game team fight prowess from Cloud9 that secured them this 3rd seed at Worlds? So far, they're doing a good job of it. Getting some vision in. Steal a little by himself. And actually, it's the Baron being started up. It's 22 minutes into this game. Cloud9, this whole side of the map is dark. They have no idea this is going on. They finally see it with the sneaky W. But Baron's already below half health. Zazel poised to try and go in. They're dropping the wards over the wall. And Detonation Focus Me said, nah, we don't want to risk a 50-50 here. You have the Kindred. You can ult to keep it alive. We're just going to back off. So a good attempt from Detonation Focus Me. Ooh, Licorice looking for the pick. Gets the ult down, but eaten up is Vivid. Evie, meanwhile, on the top side, didn't really take any damage from Zazel and Jensen at all. The ult comes back in, though. Licorice takes a lot of damage. Forced to pop the stopwatch, which means he can't claw out. A 4-man snare isn't going to save him, and Utapon's going to pick up another kill. Flash 4 from Saros. Knocks 2 into the wall. Blabber getting very low. A nice stun from Jensen to buy a little bit more time. Zazel pops the ultimate, but it's too late. Steel is going to pick him off. Blabber gets out with a sliver of health, but now they might actually be able to take down this Baron. That was a 2-4-0 for the Japanese team, and yeah, they're going straight back onto it. Jensen is over the back. Saros here helping clear out some of these wards. They won't get all of them. Oh, nope, they will. They'll get that last one with the sweeper. And yeah, Cloud9, they're saying we can't contest this, and it's a 23-minute Baron over to Detonation Focus Me and a 4K gold lead. Wow, that was an impressive fight. We're going to take a look at it again. They think they have the pick onto Steel. Licorice flashing forward using that ultimate, but Vivid, a nice flash to save him. And actually, Zeyzal blew his ultimate there in that team fight, so didn't have it for later on. Then Saros gets a good ultimate. Licorice, who greeds for the wave, walks forward and just doesn't have the escape, pops that stopwatch, can't get the E out as he'd already thrown it. Saros flashes forward to get that nice satchel charge into the wall. Heal comes out from Sneaky and a nice stun, but Evie just goes forward and there's too much damage. Blabber almost dies as well, but Zeyzal's the sacrificial lamb. And now it's Baron to this aggressive pushing team of Detonation Focus Me. And meanwhile, that's been Evie. Evie has been going into these fights saying, hey, focus me. Look at me. I'll tank up 3-4 of you. And while the rest of my team just cleans up on the other side or gets themselves out. Vivid as well. Couple clutch saves on to the teammates. And this is why the Tahm Kench is a pretty good choice into the Lissandra here. And actually, Cloud9 picked the Lissandra into the Tahm Kench because if someone gets Lissandra ulted, Tahm Kench can just walk up and eat them. He's seen some nerfs, but if you only need to eat one person out of 1 CC, then it's a pretty good one to eat someone out of. Now, it's a siege onto the mid lane tower here for DFM. They have the Ziggs for poke. They have this cannon minion in the back. And remember, they only need to get the tower down to 25%. Blabber jumps forward with a lot of damage. Zeyzal the flash in for the knock-up. Oh, Licorice pops a stopwatch. The suppress again! Evie weaves in that ultimate and is able to take down Jungler. Jensen, though, gets one in the backside. Another one goes down, but he is going to fall. Maybe not. The arrow will take him down from Utapon. It's another 2-for-2. But Detonation Focus Me, they have the push. C9 went back to base. They had to heal up. And Saros is still alive. Utapon's still alive. They can take down this tower. They don't even use the Satchel Charge on it. This is going to be an inhibitor for Detonation Focus Me at 25 minutes. And yep, that's the mid-inhib down. Ooh, I like that little graphic on the side. But yeah, Sneaky not able to really do much in these fights. He's 2-0-2 on this Kaisa, but he hasn't really had a good angle to go in the past couple times. Yeah, right now building up some more AP, it looks like, trying to get these procs off on Evie. Let's take a look again. So when does Evie's ult hit Blabber here? Because right now, it starts with Blabber jumping in, getting a little caught, and then Zeyzal jumping onto him. Now, Blabber takes a piercing arrow and pulled back by Evie. It's almost a turnaround from Cloud9. Sneaky gets a kill on the side and Jensen hops in to get one, but Jensen just can't quite get himself out. Ooh, C9 off the backs do manage to pick up a Cloud Drake for themselves, so it won't be a clean sweep, but a third Infernal is spawning. That's going to be so highly contested by both of these teams. Well, depending on when it spawns, it could just be a sneak like that one was. Very tight race. Well, not that tight, actually. It's Detonation Focus Me just in control. The team fights have been very close. You know, that was a 3-for-3 fight, but ended up losing an inhibitor. And Evie just saying, hey, look at me. Don't look at your tower. Your tower's not even there. I'm just going to walk forward. I'm going to fight anyone who tries to challenge me. And it's a push onto the next inhib. Baron buff has worn off, so it is a pretty easy wave to clear for the side of Cloud9. DFM, though, they know they have supers in the mid lane. They know they have to send someone over to focus them, but the waves are a little bit desynced. Blabber just takes so much over the wall. The ultimate not quite going to get him. Good reaction time from Blabber to get himself out safely. Evie did pop his ultimate onto Blabber there, but he never hit below the health threshold. And Licorice, the flash forward, gets exhausted immediately. Nice Zonias from Seraph. Blabber trying to focus down. Sneaky in the backside. This is a bit of a split up fight. Utapon goes low, but not going to fall. The Kindred ult on the top side has Blabber in it. So is Steel. Steel going to get taken down by Jensen. On the backside, it looks like Licorice still alive for a long time, but finally taken down by Saros. And it is another 1-for-1, although this time it's DFM as the ones backing off at the end of this. Oh, but there's a teleport coming in. Udapon has TP, and so does Evie. They're TP, and they're saying, you guys are backing, you're resetting, and your Lissandra is dead. We have a ton of damage. We're going to take the second inhibitor. They don't even have Baron buff, and they're just pressuring down. What a great map rotation, or map movement, I should say, from DFM. This inhibitor is going low. Udapon, nervous to walk up. Saros on about half HP. Zazel goes in but doesn't catch the Ziggs. Gets popped back, taking so much damage. Saros will take him out. And are they going to try for the win here? No. Okay, they back away. Licorice just came up saying this would be a little bit too greedy. We don't want to give them anything back if we can avoid it. Baron up in a minute and a half. And Detonation Focus Me in full control of this game. It is... So, let's take stock of things real quick. Well, first, let's watch the replay of this team fight. Licorice goes in, immediately exhausted, but he flashes forward. Ults himself to just heal up and do a bit more AoE damage. Jensen on the bottom side goes in. Steel with the nice Hourglass. Udapon goes so low, but so does Sneaky and has to get out of there. Then, yeah, Licorice was in Stopwatch down here. Zonia's buying a lot of time and ends up just making it a 1-for-1. Steel not able to get the kill onto Blabber. That would have been a much different fight if Evie still had the ultimate. Evie or Saros, I should say, still had their ultimates from before. But even with those two major cooldowns down, it was still a 1-for-1 between the two of them. So now the Baron Dance begins again. 30 seconds till it spawns, and Cloud9 have the vision control. They go for it. Vivid ult and eaten by... Steel eaten by Vivid. Licorice goes into his ult, has to pop the Zonias again, won't have the E to get out. A nice ultimate from Blabber, keeping himself safe. Zazel goes in. This is a good fight from Cloud9. They get the shutdown onto Udapon. This is 3 kills. That's 4 kills for Cloud9. This will be their Baron. Saros, nice flash to get himself to safety, but Cloud9, those tight choke points are where they thrive. They have the Alistair knockup. They have the stun coming out of the Aurelia, and they destroy DFM. They're going to take this Baron, the second one of the game, going over to them, and they even have Licorice to go back. Saros doesn't have his ult to try and go for the steal. I've seen a lot of Ziggs ult steal Barons. It does a ton of damage, but not going to this time. Instead, it's Cloud9 almost evening up this game, bringing it within 2k gold again. Yeah, it just starts with Steel getting a little caught out of position. He pops his ult as Vivid eats him, and Saros throws the ult there, only really tagging Licorice. Now, Licorice looks pretty caught, has to pop the Zonias. A good ult by Blabber to keep him safe. It looks like Evie hits Jensen with his ult there, maybe. Kind of hits him in the face with it. Or at the very least, wasn't able to get it onto any of the low health members. And yeah, Sneaky and Jensen just cleaning up in this fight, doing so much, AoE damage that they just slaughter the team there. So they're still down about 1,000 gold, but tempo definitely in their favor. They have their ultimates, they have the Baron buff to buff up their minions, get these pushes going, and it's 7 towers to 1, which is Detonation Focus Me favored. But if Cloud9 can start knocking these down, they're going to get a lot of gold in their pockets. So getting a Baron when you're this far behind and have this many towers to take is a pretty good call. And Baron, one of the reasons they changed this buff was because of how high priority Ziggs was and how easy it was for him and mid laners like him to just clear waves endlessly. With Baron buff now, the minions taking reduced damage, especially reduced magic damage, it's a lot harder for teams to clear these waves. And yeah, Detonation Focus Me, for the most part, giving up this tower. But here's the engage. Licorice, a nice knock away from Steel, just completely stopping the engage of Cloud9. A good ult out of... Oh my god, Blabber! He QSS'd! He saved it that time! He's not going to die, but Vivid manages to save Evie as well. Low health bars on both sides. Licorice limping out of the fight. Vivid wants him. They're chasing down. There's so many low health bars. And oh my god, Blabber. That QSS was clutch to keep himself alive. I thought it was going to happen again, but he says no. Evie has just been on point hitting him, and then that Infernal Dragon is going to go over to Cloud9. So no kills fall in the fight. Cloud9 gets a tower, and they get that dragon out of it. Oh, let's watch this again, because that was pretty nuts. First, Watch Steel. This great knockaway knocks away 3 members of Cloud9. Then Evie gets the ult and the damage onto Blabber. They go for the pull in, but he QSS's and ults to keep himself alive. And Evie walking forward thinking he's going to get the fear on every other member of the team, but all of a sudden he's not, has to be saved by Vivid and doesn't have enough health to keep fighting. That would have been probably a wipe for Detonation Focus Me had Blabber actually gone down there because of the big fear from that Urgot ultimate. But so close, these two teams. Gold is dead even between them. And 33 minutes into this game, it has been pretty clutch from both sides. A lot of good plays. You saw even in that fight alone, it's been down to team fight mechanics. We've had a lot of 2-for-2s, 2-for-3s, even trades in these fights. That was a 0-for-0 fight. It's just about who can play them better, who can get that one fight. Cloud9 got one earlier, that got them the Baron, that got them back into this game. DFM got a few earlier that got them their original Baron, I should say, and got them this lead at all. So now we'll have to see who can do it again. Just right now, it's DFM. They're getting the side waves in their favor. No major objectives spawning too soon. Elder's going to be the next dragon up. Baron in about 3 minutes, I would assume. So, right now, both teams are just going to step back, take a breather, and try and get some vision back in their jungles. Right now it's Cloud9. They have the vision pushed forward, especially on this top side. But Detonation Focus Me is starting to get that back. Cloud9, they have Licorice split pushing. They have both their inhibitors back up. And now it's just a game of trying to pull them across the map, stop them from being able to set up these neutrals again. Yeah, look at that gold graph. It went from kind of C9 favorite early to DFM taking a huge advantage to just drop back off to Cloud9 catching back up. This has been an insanely fun game to watch and cast. But yeah, Cloud9 really not looking to take too many risks right now. Baron spawning in 2 minutes. Want to make sure they're 5 strong for that. Don't want to give any gold over on either side. So it is just Vision Wars and Cloud9 winning those handily right now. So it is just going back and forth. Jensen goes top to push the wave in. Evie goes bot to push that one in. You gotta imagine they're gonna have a swap after of Licorice and Saros going around. Both sides just trying to control one side or the other. And Cloud9 actually have the inside track onto this top tower. They may rotate around and try and take it down, but Saros is going to be there. He'll be a bit ahead of the rest of the team if they can find a good engage, but he knows he has to play back and play safe. Yeah, it's a lot of damage onto that tower. Blabber and Sneaky, the 280 carries, hammering onto it. Not quite able to take it. Probably wishing they had a Zig so they could W it right there. But still, it's 5 strong in this blue side jungle. And Cloud9 are just saying, hey, come face check us. We want you to face check this team. Remember that fight in the jungle where our Alistar just got these massive knock-up? Aurelia got all these stuns off? Yeah, that was right here. Come do it again. Come try and take this Baron from us. So it's a minute and a half on Elder and 30 seconds on the Baron. Cloud9 going to take their reset now while they can. But this may give time for Detonation Focus Me to try and get some of this vision control back. Jensen still staying around, trying to defend. But it looks like they are going to secure the Scuttle Crab, so they'll at least have that vision on it. And now, Baron has spawned. Licorice is in the bot side, has his teleport available. And yeah, they're not going to try and start that up right away. That would probably be suicide. Evie, it looks like, has swapped his teleport over for an Ignite in his Summoner Spellbook, wants to have that more combat efficiency, but it also means he can't answer the split push without dropping that Ignite on someone. So if he goes bot right now, he can't really join the team. So this could be a pretty risky move for Evie. Unless he can swap his flash for teleport. I'm not sure if you can swap to a summoner that you already have, even if you don't have it. Actually, probably not, because he's already swapped to the Ignite, so. Yeah, actually, Evie even going back right now. So they're confident that Cloud9's not going to try and rush this Baron here. Elder spawning in 30, so we could be looking at a trade as well. And the game has definitely slowed down here, as it's just either side wanting to overcommit to a fight. VoD eats up Steel, makes sure he doesn't get himself caught. He's been so good. Ooh, Sero's having to pop that. Zhonya's a good ult out of Yutapon, but that is Sero's dead. That's a lot of the teamfight damage out. Zeyzal not quite able to get the knock up with his flash, but he does get taken down. Okay, so the Kindred ult will save another teammate from the Urgot ultimate. Zeyzal was dead to rights, but got Kindred ulted there, and his life was saved. Meanwhile, Evie taking a good chunk of damage back from Sneaky and Jensen, but still, it is the 1-for-0. The mid laner dead on the side of Detonation Focus Me. And now, ooh, they're looking to have Sneaky solo down this Elder Dragon, and the rest of the team go to Baron. He's spotted out, though, by Yutapon. Jensen is here, and so are VoD and Evie. They force Sneaky off it, and now it's DFM on this Elder Dragon. Jensen is... Blabber is not here. There's a lot of damage going down. Good knockup, but the suppression comes in. That's the shutdown. Sneaky is dead. The GA is popped from Jensen. He doesn't go down. The GA is popped off of Yutapon. Licorice trying to get that claw out. Oh, he just barely manages to get out that last auto attack. Not enough, but it's the Elder Dragon going over to Detonation Focus Me, one that C9 had started. That was a really... Oh, that was a bit greedy from Cloud9, trying to get both at once. Blabber was nowhere near that fight. He was on the top side the entire time, and by the time he got anywhere close, Sneaky was already dead, it was already over. And now, Detonation Focus Me, they're going to get it all. They got the Elder. They're going to get this Baron buff for free as well. Cloud9 not even attempting to stop them. And they are once again in full control, back to about a 2k gold lead for themselves, double buff, 2 open inhibitors on the map, and they are poised to take this game over Cloud9 and get to first in their group. Let's watch this again. So Evie goes just trying to zone them out while they take the dragon. Sneaky walking forward. Oh, the flash forward from Evie is what caught him. Gets the ignite down, gets enough damage through that heal. Sneaky flashes away, but ticks down below that health threshold. Then Yutapon flashes onto Licorice here, trying to take him down. GA gets popped by that Lissandra ultimate. And then Licorice, by the skin of his teeth, that last auto, not enough to get him down as well. But either way, Detonation Focus Me win a huge fight. Get the 2 major objectives, are all just trying to take their Raptors for some reason. Just waiting for the waves to spawn, because they have 2 open inhibitors on the map. Now Evie back onto that exhaust for the next team fight. And this would be a bit of a miracle win for Cloud9 if they're able to win a fight here. They have no inhibitor towers mid and bot. DFM have the Elder and the Baron. Granted, it's only a 1-stack Elder. They only have that 1 Infernal Dragon to Cloud9's 3 dragons. They've already taken the mid inhib, rotating around for the bot. That's what they should be doing, trying to play the map. They get it down, and yeah, they're looking to stay a little bit. They're trying to say, we have both buffs. We have a cannon minion hammering down on your Nexus tower. We're just going to sit here and protect it. You know, we got wave coming in mid. We don't really have anything to do top lane, so we're just going to stay. We're going to try and win the game. Licorice is on a big flank, though. Here comes Jensen, has the movement speed, and Licorice gets a huge knockup. That's a lot of damage. Jensen with the big ultimate. Seros is already dead. Evie on the top side in the Kindred ultimate. Yutapon has fallen as well. Evie goes down. Sneaky is going massive. Steel falls as well, and Detonation Focus Me gets aced. What just happened? I said it would take a miracle for Cloud9 to win, and that miracle's name was Licorice. He came around, got a massive flank, hit 4 or 5 men with his snare into ultimate combo. Jensen follows up with his own ultimate, stops all of them, and Cloud9, they're just running straight down mid lane. Death timers are pretty long. Seros up in about 25 seconds, and Cloud9, they might be able to win this game. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat here, and I think they're gonna do it. It's still 10 seconds before anyone else respawns from Detonation Focus Me. One in Nexus Tower is dead, the other one is dead, and Cloud9 with a massive team fight win off the back of a Licorice flank and a sneaky cleanup. And they're going to take down Detonation Focus Me to go 2-0 in their group today. That game was absolutely insane. Let's go back and take a look at this final team fight here. Let's see what actually happened to win this game. So Licorice comes in. I'm going to play it at 25% speed here. So go in Licorice, ease in with the flank. Zeyzal gets the massive knockup on 2 with the stun. Licorice ults himself down. Vivid eats up Steel, it looks like. Or no, eats up Udapon, but when he gets spit out, just all the damage from the Aurelia comes directly down onto him. It looks like Evie ulted Blabber, but Blabber was able to QSS it immediately, so couldn't get that taken down. And so on the bot side, Steel just not able to put out the damage with Udapon and Seros already dead. It was just great target selection by Jensen and Licorice, and amazing kiting on the top side by Blabber and Sneaky to keep themselves alive from that massive Urgot. Like I said at the beginning of the game, Kai'Sa is a tank killer, so she finally got to the point where she was shredding through Evie, and Evie could not get that big fear off with the ultimate because he ulted Blabber again, as he's been doing all game. But Blabber, as he's already shown, has the QSS, and got out of the ultimate, popped his own down, and just let Sneaky whittle him down. What an amazing win from Cloud9. But, at the same time, great play from Detonation Focus Me, showing that, hey, you gotta start taking us seriously. Everyone's saying, oh, Japan, they're probably the worst region in the world. They're bottom, they're gonna be last in whatever group they get in. They already beat Kaboom, and they probably should have beat Cloud9. They almost had it, if not for that one mess up at the end. So they are looking like the favorites to get out in second place. And also say to anyone else they come up to in the promotion stage, I get the best of 5 stage, hey, don't sleep on us. Take us seriously. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks for joining me for this VOD.